Good morning. I'm having an aha moment in an aha year. And really, it's been the last couple of years. A couple of things I want to share. I have been thinking of this thought about my life, kind of pivoting, and I keep having this saying pop into my head, and that is, you know what? I've been through some shit. And it's time for me to start helping other people deal with their shit, really. So, I'm a former pastor. I'm a former elementary school teacher. I'm 62 years old. I've raised 4 kids. They're all adult. They're all thriving. And on top of that, I'm divorced. So I got a mixed bag of experiences. We're all not perfect, right? And we just have to accept each other for who we are. But nonetheless, I've been through some shit and through my life, and I feel like, it's time to give back. So, see through the gray beard and the wrinkles and just hear me out. Several years ago, I used to work at a hotel. And I'm here in Orlando, Florida. And there's lots of hotels and resorts, and I was fortunate enough to work at a very nice resort. But I was what they call front of the house. I was a bellman, I was a doorman, I was a valet parker, always hustling, always making tips, and it was very rewarding to do all of that and walk home with a pocket full of cash. And so I did that for many, many years. And in that, I found identity, I found purpose, I found friendship, and really, I didn't even know what the word community meant, but that was my community, and it was phenomenal. Now, this was, a long time ago. But there's something that I heard over the last couple of years. I actually heard it from a minister. And he says that as we go through life, we pack our suitcases full of stuff. And we carry those suitcases through life. And I was like, wow. Now that resonated with me because I'm a former hotel worker. So I know all about luggage, Louis Vuitton, Samsonite, plastic bags, and just people just packing their stuff and tying a rope around it while they travel. So everybody is different, right? Everybody has different suitcases, and so back in the day, people used to put this plastic cover over their Louis Vuitton suitcases, just so they don't scratch it up. But the minister had a teaching about we carry our suitcases, the suitcase of our soul, meaning we pack in our hurts, our wounds, our disappointments, our arguments, unforgiveness, guilt, condemnation, and we stuff it all in that suitcase and we drag it through life, right? And we're so consumed, and that suitcase, coming from my background, man, some people pack some stuff, sorry, I'm laughing because my back hurt for years after I left this job. I was in chiropractic care from slinging luggage, as we used to say, but man, my tips were great. I used to make good money. But eventually I had to give up because I was getting older and more and more stuff hurt in my body. But the idea of carrying this suitcase full of crap just made sense. So the point of the lesson of what I wanted to say was we have to deal with our stuff, right? We have to deal with all that crap. For example, unforgiveness. What a weighty suitcase that we have to carry. And man, unforgiveness of past relationships, mom, dad, aunts, uncles, friends, girlfriends, boyfriends, all of that stuff. And man, I had some suitcases. I almost needed one of those trailers that they use at the airport that they load suitcases on, like a little trolley, and they pull it to the plane and load it. And you see those guys out there loading the suitcases. That's how I felt in my life. So my point, what I want to try and do is help people unpack that shit, because it's consuming. And many times you get stuck. you get stuck. Now, both of my parents have passed, and I didn't realize, but I had so much anger and frustration at my parents that weren't even alive. And so I had to learn so much about forgiveness and letting go, and even more so, forgiving myself. All this is a weighty topic. Some people just shut it down, tighten it up, pack it back up, and throw it in the trunk. But if you're willing to do the work and unpack your stuff, there's so much liberty and peace and tranquility on the other side. I've experienced that. So I'm starting this platform, and throughout the next, I don't know how long it'll be, but I want to just help unpack some stuff and go through these consuming thoughts and feelings, and I just know what it's like on the other side. Okay, there's peace, there's focus, there's more peace, more relationships that you can open yourself up to because you can forgive the past. It's hard, it's difficult, but here we go. Follow me for more. My name's Kevin, and let's see what happens. I'm excited for you.